Are there new developments on it?
Shoot, I don't like math either.
Okay, well, keep going. I'm sorry.
And then
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Talk Back for Teens. I'm your host, Bernard Rogers, and we have a jam-packed show in store for you guys. Here with me now are some of our Talk Back for Teens alumni as we sit down and talk to them about their freshman year in both high school and college, and they give you some insight and some tips for what to do with your freshman year approaching. Let's help me now to welcome them to our set today. What's up, guys?
hey.
How are you doing today? Are you guys staying cool?
Yeah.
Trying to?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Only getting hotter, that's right. So tell me and our viewers out there about your freshman year. Let's start out with high school. I mean, I know that's a place that's so far away, but what was it now after you guys have completed your freshman year in college? Were there some similarities or were there any differences with those two freshman years?
I feel like there's some similarities. Obviously, like the workload is increased. Like when you go from middle school to high school, there's a little bit more, and it's a chance sometimes in some aspect to start over and have like a fresh start in some ways. But in overall, freshman year of college was way better than freshman year of high school. Like you're over that awkward phase. You finally like reached where you're starting to like you're on the rise and climb rather than like that. You know.
You come into your own?
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
just
yeah.
that awkward preteen phase anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're finally starting to be an adult, so it's different.
Now, do you guys ever look at any of your old like high school pictures and wonder like, what was I thinking? What was I
Yes.
doing?
Like I want to do 4 years now. From now, like, oh my gosh. Oh my God.
That's right. So in talking about that transition from high school to college, speak to the freedom aspect that you guys got in your first year of college. Was it hard to manage your time, or was it easy for you guys?
It was hard for me to manage my time my first semester at MCC. Because of the fact that I did work at a hospital, I had to be at a certain time. I had to have a certain amount of hours. So trying to get I had to have 4 classes because I'm in a program called EOP, Education Opportunity Program. So you have to be a full-time student at MCC. So I had to have 4 classes. Then on top of that, I have to get my work done, then go to work, and then do it all over again. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I get off like pretty much 10 o'clock at night. So in between my breaks, I have a half an hour break, and then trying to do it on the bus home.
Oh wow.
trying to go to
High five
school.
across the table. You are a true go-getter.
Impressive.
That is a 24-hour, day-long journey.
It killed me. It was a struggle. I was like, I miss high school. I just had to go home and go to work. That was it. I really didn't need homework.
Now, sorry about this, guys. I know you all out there may be wondering, who are these people that he's talking to? They are some of our Talk Back for Teens alumni, but really quickly we want to go down the line and just have you guys say for us your name and also tell us what college you're currently at and what you're studying.
My name is Tatiana Lovejoy, and I'm currently a student at MCC, and I'm a liberal arts major.
Awesome.
My name's Veronica Arnone. I go to Castleton State College in Vermont, and I'm a health science major.
My name is Jordan Smith. I go to RIT, and I'm an interior design major, business administration minor.
Awesome. So, Jordan, you said you are a business administrating minor. So tell us about you choosing your major as you enter your freshman year and what that was like for you.
It was very interesting because I came in undeclared arts and design. I know I wanted to be in the arts and design. I couldn't pick whether I wanted to be in fine arts or design or which area I wanted to go into. But then I fell in love with architecture and designing space. And so naturally I went into interior design.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can see that. I can see it all on you. It's perfect.
Will you design a house for me?
Yeah, of course. Will you
Can't
pay
leave.
me?
You pay me. That's what it's all about. That's that business side coming out.
Yeah.
So, Veronica, tell us a little bit about your choice and your major.
So I initially went in as a nursing major, and I got to take a bunch of classes, and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. The science was amazing. Learning the human body was probably the most difficult and fascinating thing ever. It's just so beautiful, and there's so many more things to know than everyone makes it up. You know, when they ask you to memorize the human skull, you're like, oh, there's a few things. And then you notice you have to know every single bump, screw.
And what you said
little-
is so true because my mom went back to be a nurse, and like some of the words you're like, yo, did you just make this up? Like as we were talking, because it's like
so
the
true.
clavicle and the
Clavicle.
and the onomatopoeia. And like, are you making these up as we go?
Yeah, yeah, and it's just so much. And the other thing that was utterly frustrating was they use the same words for
describe
almost
different-
everything.
Yeah.
So, you can be talking about something in the endocrine system, and they can use the word in the endocrine system and in the digestive system. The exact same word, completely different places in the entire
Wow.
body. So it's very frustrating, and you don't know what you're talking about unless you're talking about relative location. And that's frustrating and difficult, but I love it. It was utterly difficult. So I went in to do that. I did a round of clinicals. Well, not really a round, but I got to sit in and watch some of it and decided that nursing was not for me.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm going to do health science and become a PA. So I want to go a little bit further on because of all the medical stuff I learned. I loved it so much.
Awesome. Well, hey, hang in there because we need more medical doctors and
Yeah,
more
we do.
people in the medical field in general. So now, tell me your name one more time because
Tatiana.
Tatiana. All right, so Tatiana, I want you to do some of the same things these young ladies have done as well. Tell me about your journey in figuring out your major, what helped you, what hurt you, and what ultimately led you to what you're majoring in right now.
Okay. I think like in high school, first I was an early graduate at high school. I was actually held a grade behind, and I really worked to get, graduate on time. But at first, when I was in my sophomore year, I thought I was like gonna go into the Air Force, become a mechanical
that's
engineer. I'm like, I don't like math. I don't want to go for this anymore.
I'm right there with you. I don't like math either.
And then my senior year, I got the job with U of R, and I was like, oh, I love the medical field. I love seeing all the surgeries. I want to become a surgical tech. I went there for the test. I'm like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore.
I got a headache. I got a
I
headache.
don't want to do this anyway. It's okay. I got a job.
Right.
But I started like working on my senior prom dress. I got it from Asia, Summer Asia. It was like $300. The whole thing broke apart. It's like it got torn. The beading was coming off. The train was too long.
So now tell us, what did you do?
I found some extra fabric on the increase of the dress, and I started to pull it out, and I started sewing it together.
Oh, awesome.
So I was like, I really like this.
I wish we had a picture of that.
I wish I had my phone with me, so it's my screensaver. But but I was like, oh, that looks good. What? I went to my prom looking good. But I found out like fashion is my thing. It's the only thing that gives me that drive that makes me want to do stuff. Like now I'm working with local fashion designers. Now I'm working on my own line.
That's awesome.
Now I'm thinking about going to college, thinking about going to Canada, thinking about going to New York. It's the only thing that gives my drive. The only reason why I'm going for liberal arts is because MCC doesn't offer me everything that I need. It does offer fashion and merchandising, but it's only business classes and drawing classes. And I really want to go to Buff State for communication design, and I want to minor in fashion design.
Awesome.
And they don't really, they offer the business class, like textile stuff, but it's like all those classes is no point.
Yeah.
So I just want to stay as a liberal arts major, get all my drawing classes, maybe do some other business classes, and then transfer over to Buff State. So that's what I want to do.
That sounds great. You guys are doing a lot of stuff out here. You got me taking some notes. I need to get on my grind. You guys are outpacing me. So tell me and our viewers out there about some of the struggles that you guys faced in your first year. Because we know, having all this new freedom, having the ability to do pretty much what you want living on campus can be very, very tough to handle and to grasp. So what are some of the struggles that you guys faced?
I want to say time management. I wasn't one of those students that couldn't manage my time on the academic side. Academically, I was on point with everything. I knew where to go.
Yeah.
Thank you. But it was socially. I'm like, I got to get out here. I got to meet people. I got to talk to people. This is what college is about. But I really, at certain times, I didn't take advantage of that because I was more focused on building my foundation, and I wanted my foundation to be strong, starting off my college career with a nice, strong foundation in freshman year to kind of build up to, I can get in the habit of these things. And so towards my second semester, I learned how to be more social, go to some parties, talk to some people, and that was a struggle, just being more social.
See, I had the opposite problem. Social was definitely not a problem. But I think for me, more of my problem was not necessarily time management, but being able to balance everything I wanted to get done in a day and sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I would, as terrible as this sounds, get 3 to 5 hours on an average night. That's not good.
No.
Not at all. Between homework, I was playing a varsity sport, I was working. My friends wanted to hang out with me, and it was midnight, and I'm like, sure thing. I should be going to bed right now because I have to wake up at 5:30. But no worries, guys. I can hang out for an hour. So for me, it was more trying to figure out exactly how I was going to get to do everything and sleep. And towards the end, I realized you can't.
And how does that sleeping component, how does not getting the amount of sleep that you need affect you?
Honestly, I would get to the point where I would wake up in the morning, I would have bags under my eyes, I would look miserable, I was tired, I felt terrible, I was drinking way too much coffee. Probably 8 cups a day.
Yeah, that's
To
so.
get through it, like way too much coffee.
Not good.
I think the other thing too was they talk about the freshman 15, and honestly, that like getting no sleep puts weight on you. Even if and I'm a healthy eater, like
Yeah.
you know how I am. I eat fruits and vegetables like up the wazoo. Like there's no like pretty much vegetarian minus I love cheese.
See, I couldn't get that. You see how skinny I am. When I went to college, I was
wanted
like,
it?
yes, freshman 15, I'm going to put some weight on, get a little bigger, and it just didn't happen. And I eat so much, people don't understand. I eat tons of food. I eat more than the average person eats, but nothing happens.
He'll catch up to you. Don't worry.
All right. I'm coming back to get you if it doesn't.
I didn't end up gaining any weight, but it was you just feel bad about yourself because you're
Right.
not as tired.
I
Know,
understand.
it happens.
Right. What about you,
Yeah.
Tatiana?
My first semester, it was a struggle. Oh my gosh. It was like all my personal life was getting like, it's like getting in between all my education, then there was work, and I'm like, I can't get this done. It was just so stressful. It got to the point where like, maybe I should take a semester off, but I didn't.
Good.
And that made it even more struggle for the second semester.
Good. And I'm not
So,
saying
yeah.
not to. I mean, that wouldn't have been a good choice. But I think sometimes we, as students, especially with it being your first year, we have to really take time to know ourselves and know, well, like if I say I'm going to take a semester off, it only has to be a semester.
Yeah.
Or is this really just because I'm freaking out, I'm spacing out? Or is it because I really need that semester off? Because I was a freshman this year as well, like you guys. And that was something that was going through my head with my first year, my first semester being like really stressful and me trying to balance, like a lot of you guys said, that personal with that academic side. And I wanted to take a semester off, but you have to know that it may be the stress talking and not really you that's talking.
What I learned in that situation is if I'm feeling that stress, I need a nap.
Yeah.
A serious nap. You lay down. I would take 25-minute power naps. You wake up, you feel like you've just won the Olympics.
Yeah.
It feels that good. Like, seriously, you got to try them. 25 minutes, no longer. You get up, you feel like $1 billion.
And you know what I learned? Also, doing some kind of active activity. I know you talked a little earlier about playing a varsity sport. Me, myself, I would go to the gym sometimes, whether it was like, I can't go to the gym in the middle of the day, so I would either go like really early in the morning or really like late at night, like around 9 o'clock. But I found that helps a lot with working some of that stress off because you're moving, your body's going, you're losing some weight, all of that. It just helps out a lot.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys maybe tried to help reduce some of the stress that you may have been feeling?
I ate. We have lovely pastries at RAT, so I definitely indulged in those and all the food. But luckily, I only got 7 of those, freshman 15. It's only 7 pounds.
That's not bad, about half. That's not bad.
But yeah, seriously, I agree with Veronica. I never took naps in high school. I never I never had a need for it. And so I really started incorporating some naps and like really time management, waking up really, really early, get some work done that will be due like 2 weeks from now, and just manage your
A little
time.
at a time. That way, when
Yeah.
you get to it, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
And for some of our younger students, can you guys address how different the schedule is from a high school student to a college student? Because you guys aren't sitting in one class all day.
I think for me, for example, like my first semester, I had the worst, well, I didn't have the worst semester schedule, but I did not have quite ideal. I had an 8
You and me
a.m.,
both.
11 a.m., and not another class again until 7.
Yeah.
Now, what do you
That'll
do? Who wants to go to class at 7 o'clock at night? No one. no one wants to go to class at 7 o'clock at night because every one of your friends is done. And you have to go back to class for an hour and a half. So like it was really not ideal. And that was the hardest thing for me. This next semester, I have to take 2 classes. I have one from 3:15 till 6:30 at night. And I have to. I have to take it. There's no other point out of it. It's medical ethics. I gotta take it. But you know what? I'm just gonna be fine. Like it's so different in college. You're planning schedules around when you can take the classes you need and when everything else is gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I had a class like that too, 3 hours long, my
it.
second semester. But luckily it was an art class. It was drawing class.
Yeah.
I draw for like 3 hours. Like, that was fun.
Yeah, so also speak to us. I mean, one of the greatest things about college is that you get so much choice. That first semester, those classes, you may not get that much choice, but once you come back that next semester, you get a lot of choice. So what were some of the classes that you guys decided to take, and what are some of the classes that were also offered at your schools?
No.
I took a large variety of classes. I definitely wanted to start my my immersion, which is like a smaller minor first. So I did some business classes, and I wanted to give myself a chance to go all around the school, like because at RIT we have multiple colleges, and so I really wanted to give myself a chance to go into like the different colleges. I did like a lot of drawing classes because I am an interior design major, and just the basic core classes, but definitely trying to get everywhere I can. Oh yeah.
What about you, Tatiana?
The only class I really wanted to take was my drawing class.
Nothing else matters.
I did also want to take like my math classes, cause I can't deal with listening to a person talking about math for like 2 hours straight. I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. I'm gonna hurt this lady. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hurt. So they have something called a flex pace class where you take everything online. It's not an online class. You still have to go to the building, but you're like on the computers all day. And what I love about it is that if you finish all your modules before the semester ends, you don't have to come to that class. So I finished like 2-3 weeks before the semester ended.
That's awesome. And that was one thing I didn't know about college. When I got into college, there were some classes that you could take online, or classes that where you physically go in the class, or like one of my mass comm class that I took this past semester, we were able to go to class like maybe Monday and Wednesday, and then Friday we didn't have class, so we would just have to go online and fill out like a questionnaire or something, which was really, really fun. Or we had to respond to a post because it gave you that kind of just difference, you know. Yeah.
I had to take a wide variety of classes too. So like I'm a science major, so I get to take a lot of, sciencey classes. And I really liked them. They're really physically active. You have different types of classes. So you do a lecture once a week or twice a week, and then you have lab. And it was awesome. Like I loved it. I took an acting class, an art class, a computer class, effective speaking, working on that, all different types of classes, and I got a wide variety because it's a liberal arts college, so you get to see a bit of everything, and then you also got to take your fun classes.
So this is just my own weird fascination coming out right now, so don't think I'm crazy, well, I'm a little bit crazy, but we don't talk about that. Tell me a little bit about the labs and the sciencey classes, because what was that like? Because I know you deal with like all kinds of like organs and all kinds of stuff like that. What was that like for you?
Okay, so here's the story. So in my lab, and the first thing we worked on, I believe, was bones. So they pull out these cats. Okay, cats are like this big. This is my anatomy class. They still have fur on their faces.
Like dead cats.
Dead cats. Fur on their faces, their behind, their tail, their feet. This is the saddest thing ever. The cat's eyes are closed and its tongue is sticking out of its mouth like this.
Gosh.
And it's just dead on the table. And they're like, okay, go ahead, open it up. And I'm like, but it has fur on its face. I was like, but it has fur on its face. And they're like, yeah. They put a bag over it. And I'm like cutting into it, feeling so sad the entire time. Aww. But after 2 semesters of it, I see the dead cat doesn't even bother me anymore. It's really sad, isn't it? Yeah. The amount of organs I've seen. I've probably seen I have a dead cat 30 or 40 times now, from just opening up to see bones, teeth, gums, organs, skin.
That's cool, but it is still
brains.
kind of cool when you think about it. Just knowing where to find each
Eyes.
like section of the cat, each body part, and each organ and everything. I feel like though, if I really took some classes like that, I would be
So
walking up to like people,
interesting.
poking them, saying, "And that's your spleen."
I do all the
That's
time. All the time. It is so much fun. My friends will be like, Veronica, what muscle is this? And I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And they'll be like, what joint is this? I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. You know?
yeah,
That is
cool.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I used
So-
to be into that, like
I
all the
love
organs and
it.
all that. But I used to
See,
think
I
about humans.
love it. I think it's so interesting. So it is fun for me. It's just different. Like you have a lecture class. So I went to a small college. My lecture was probably about 80 to 90 kids in a class, and then your lab class was 15 to 20.
Ooh.
So you sit and you listen to a lecture, you write notes, and then you go into lab, and it's just you and 15 other kids and a professor, and they sit and they talk.
Wow.
And you learn, and you have quizzes and exams, and
Now, really quickly before we end this first segment, guys, like she was talking about the class size, what was that like for you guys? And did you have some variation? Because I know some colleges have smaller campuses, some campuses have bigger campuses. I'm sorry. So tell me about class size. How was that for you guys? Do you guys prefer big classes or small classes?
Oh, small.
Small classes?
Small.
I found it interesting, like Veronica, some of my lecture classes will be really big. Some of my like maybe drawing classes will be smaller, but I guess small. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter to me as long as I get my teacher's full attention. So yeah.
yeah, I feel like at small colleges, one of the amazing things about that is I go to a small college, and even though I had a lecture class, the professor knew our names, every single one of
Oh,
us.
80.
Every
great.
single one of us. So if I raised my hand in class and asked a question, yes,
Veronica.
Veronica.
And does that help you
What?
pay attention more? Knowing
Yes.
that it's more personal?
Oh, absolutely. I love it. I love that I can walk around campus, and my lab professor's daughter, whose name was Fiona, was adorable, would come into class with us, perfectly happy, and I could see her on campus and wave, and she would remember who I was. In some of these bigger colleges and universities, you're a number. You're
Yeah.
a clicker. You have to click in your answers because they don't know who you are.
Wow.
Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have been enjoying the conversation so far. This is Talk Back for Teens, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the social aspects of college, of what these young ladies got into during their freshman year, and see if it's anything that they probably won't want to tell us. Again, this is Talk Back for Teens, and we'll be right back.
Shine my shoes, brother.
Andrew Wiggins. No.
You sure? We can slide it in there.
Andrew Wiggins. This is the one. He's a Canadian.
Uh-huh.
He's just drafted.
Little squirrel, I need you. I don't think that I want to be you. I hate everybody. Get out of my kitchen. Lay down in the forest. Live with my affliction. I cannot breathe when you're there. I can't see when you're smiling to me, and I try to smile back.
Oh, wait, you guys, you want to get nervous?
No, that's huge. That's good. That's a life story. Because I just pulled it.
Climbing, sun shining, keeping my head warm, trying, timing, boy, you have been warned. I hate all the people, get out of my bedroom. This was unforeseeable, aching to be near you. I cannot breathe when you're there. I can't see when you're smiling to me, and I try to smile back, but my lips hurt when I do. My lips hurt when I do. My lips hurt when I smile. My lips hurt when I smile. My lips